I lied to you, and I'm going to keep lying to you. Let me explain. Mogul Mail is a commentary channel where I talk about something for 10 to 15 minutes uninterrupted. I usually do research for 2 to 3 hours beforehand so that whatever opinion I give to 1 million plus people is backed by facts as well as my own ethics and morals. I get made fun of sometimes for being too middle of the road, but that's just because I'm trying to see every single side of a situation and have a more nuanced take, which I'm okay with. But the fact of the matter is I'm a YouTuber, not a journalist. If I was a journalist, I'd follow the SPJ Code of Ethics, where you seek truth, minimize harm, act independently, and be accountable and transparent. I don't have to do those things. I try to because I did study journalism, but you might notice that I do splashy, super clickbaity titles and thumbnails with edited tweets because I want people to watch my videos. And usually in the video themselves, I think I'm a little bit more thought out and nuanced, but I'm not always right. Maybe because I'm trying to get a video out quickly, or maybe because the facts changed afterwards, or maybe because my research was just bad, I'm wrong. A lot. And I wanted to see just how wrong I was over the past year. So I paid all of my moderators to look through all of my videos and fact check them for me. And they're going to keep fact checking for all of 2023. Soon in the description of every Mogul Mail, there will be a link to a Google Doc where you can see all of the fact checking that's been done for previous videos, so I can at least hold myself accountable. I don't need to be right every single time, but the least I can do is correct when I was wrong. That's how I feel, at least. Starting with something that happened yesterday that I got many tweets about, Andrew Tate. Now, in that story that I talked about, I said a few things. Andrew Tate got arrested based off human trafficking charges from the Romanian police, and it was all because he tweeted at Greta Thunberg a picture of a pizza box that the police were able to detect that he was in Romania, and that's how they arrested him. A couple things wrong with that story. First off, I don't know how to pronounce Greta Thunberg, and I'm Swedish, and I'm sorry. And second off, well, it's not all the story was cracked up to be. Now, he did tweet out, but that doesn't mean he's still not being detained by the police. In fact, he's been granted from the courts of Romania another 30 days of detention by the police so they can try to charge him with some sort of crime that's relating to human trafficking, which is kind of how getting arrested works. The police will detain somebody and then they'll try to charge them for something, and then the courts will either prove or disprove those charges, and then maybe you can try to appeal. That's how it goes. It's not the judge, jury, executioner of the police force who gets to just do everything then and there. So he is still being detained for 30 days on those charges. Was it all thanks to a pizza box that he was arrested, though? No, that probably should have sounded off my bullshit alarms. It's a little too good to be true that the Romanian police saw a video from a pizza box and then immediately acted on it within a few hours, as opposed to the reality, which is they planned it out. Still, based off his social media activity, that's how they were able to see in what area of the world he was in, but not specifically the pizza box one. That was a little too good to be true from Alejandra, where that was originally reported and viewed by a lot of people. So wrong there, but right in that he is still being detained on human trafficking charges. Okay, great. First one out of the way. Now let's cover the rest of the things I was wrong about for the entirety of 2022. There's going to be some that I miss here and there, but doing my best here. And again, that doc will be available soon. Next up, I made a video about iShowSpeed, the biggest YouTube live streamer in the world. And in this video, I said that he was 19. He was actually 17 at the time and is still 17 years old, as he will be until next month. Okay, great. Next, I made a video about Elon Musk. And in that video, I talked about how he wanted to take over Twitter and how it probably wouldn't be a big deal because he can't really make Twitter worse than it is already. I don't think I need to explain that, but I was wrong on that one. But to be fair, I think the growing pains of leadership changes have proven to be way, way more difficult than I think anyone realized at the start. And there might be a period where he's able to figure things out. Like recently, he added a change where you can now scroll through based off timeliness and not recommended tweets, which I happen to like a lot. I didn't like this change that he made where you can't promote other platforms, but he also removed that based off pushback from other people. So, we'll see how things go on that call. Next one, I talked about how Twitch is killing their website. And it was a leak by I think, a Business Insider that talked about how Twitch is going to be removing their 70-30 splits for creators. Technically, that's wrong. They did remove 70-30 splits, but only after you earn $100,000 annually. So you can still get your 70-30 split up until at least 2023 of June if you had it already. But you only get it up to $100,000 earned, which for most people who have 70-30 splits, they're like usually top 100 to 500 creators. So they're going to be making a lot more than that annually based off that, 20% difference. But technically it is still available. Not for new people, but yeah, that's the correction. Next, I talked about how YouTube live streaming sucks. And in it, I talked specifically about how there's no way to sort amongst videos versus live streams versus shorts. That, since that video was posted, has been changed. And if you go to YouTube, you'll see that it has videos, there has a shorts tab, there's a live tab, and it's all separated. So there's not this giant, ugly wall of live streams in conjunction with everything else, which I think is a cool change. Next up, Twitch needs to stop gambling streamers. And this one was specifically about how gambling was a problem on Twitch. Since this video was posted, gambling was banned on Twitch. So, more of a correction of the times than it was me saying something wrong in the moment. Still worth noting. Then I talked about the Johnny Depp trial. Now, in this, I talked about how Johnny Depp was awarded $15 million. Well, they negotiated, and since then, it's been confirmed that by Depp's attorney, that Heard is paying Depp $1 million. So a far cry from the $15 million. Still, technically, she had to pay $1 million. She didn't have to, I think, formally announce any wrongdoing, but she has to pay $1 million. So that's an update on that. This YouTuber got banned, and no one knows why. What's about this YouTuber named SteveWillDoIt who got banned? We now know why. And he said it in a podcast. And the reason is because he was promoting gambling, specifically stake. And there's like ways that you can promote it and can't promote it based off like a YouTube rep he talked to. And his YouTube rep said he could even start like a new channel and that would be okay. It's honestly really weird. And it doesn't feel like there was great communication there. But that's the reason. Next one is about the Twitch's collapsing drama. And in this, I talked about this Ms. Kiff clip, and I'll play it right here.
There's a single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened. I actually think there's literally none. Because the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's fucking, like, sexual harassment, right? I mean, no one, of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever.
Now, this was a clip from Miz that was on his alt stream that didn't sound so nice in the moment, and this is what I said about it.
At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit.
This is Miz speaking way too candidly and way too stupidly about sexual assault, saying it's low scale, like there's a tier list that we have to drop every year on what sexual assault we need to rank S tier, what sexual assault we need to rank F tier. And I lambasted him a bit for that comment because it was pertaining to sexual assault, which is like a big deal. But I was wrong. He wasn't talking about sexual assault at the time. It was only known that Crazy Slick, his roommate at the time, sexually harassed Adriana. That's based off her words. Listen to this.
I've only recently figured out and found out, especially without sitting, that it's sexual assault.
So at the time, I think she believed it was sexual harassment. So Ms. talking about it as if it was sexual harassment isn't wrong. Still doesn't like age well. It's still not like a good clip about sexual harassment. But there's a difference between sexual harassment and sexual assault. And I would be dumb not to admit that. And I was wrong to say that. And also, I was wrong to show this tweet because every fucking iota of it was pretty much false. This is where Train said to Ms., "Are you going to send Maya and Mitch?" Because the theory was that he sent both those people to cover up the story of sexual harassment. But no, Maya said she would have gone on her own volition. I'm not sure about Mitch. And then he also said that Ms. Kiff blackmailed. There's never been any blackmail at all as far as we know based off everything that's come out. And then that's about it. But I mean, this was a huge claim to make that was incredibly wrong from Train. And so correcting that now. And then next we have cheating scandal. This one's a minor one, but in this I talk about how Hans sued the CEO of chess.com, Danny Wrench. Technically false. Danny is the chief chess officer, which is a real title, and the CEO is actually a man named Eric. So, okay, nice little correction there. Next was Elon Musk's worst idea. And this was about Twitter Blue. And in it, I said that Twitter Blue is $20. Very quickly after I posted this video, it was confirmed that Twitter Blue's price was changed to $8. So a little bit different. And then finally was huge drama at the Game Awards, where there was a tweet by Jeff Keighley that said the individual who interrupted the Game of the Year moment has been arrested. which has been proven false. He wasn't arrested. I don't know why Jeff tweeted this out. Maybe he was detained by the police. Maybe he was questioned by the police, brought into the station, but he was never formally arrested by the police. He was let go. And that, of course, has been confirmed to be a name that I'm going to butcher, Matan Evan. I don't know. This guy, he's the one who crashed it, and he was not arrested for crashing it. And that's I think, pretty much all of the fact checking on at least the major things that I got wrong for 2022. There's some things that I got wrong that I already corrected in other videos. And one other one that I definitely wanted to get was the Bayonetta situation. I made a whole video about the Bayonetta voice actress and how she was only promised a certain amount of money to do voice acting. It turns out that she kind of lied about that. She was definitely offered more money originally than she let on. And even if you think the new amount that she was offered, which is higher than what she said, I think 3 times higher, is still too low, lying about it makes it a lot harder to be on her side. So I think that's the final one. And I pretty much covered everything there. But that's it. That's it. Sorry, I was wrong. I can't promise I won't be wrong in the future because of how quickly I try to get these out, and because the whole goal of these is to try to speak uninterrupted and have like a genuine conversation with you. I'm not always going to be right, but you should know that I'm not always going to be right. I'm not a news source. I'm just a commentary YouTube guy who tries to have a decent head on his shoulders. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in 2023. All right, subscribe. All right, see you later. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Andrew Tate still sucks. I still believe that, but okay, I'm going to go. Goodbye.